The recent diplomatic developments between China and Japan mark a significant chapter in the ongoing complexities surrounding Taiwan's security crisis. China's foreign ministry took the unusual step of summoning the Japanese ambassador, signaling a serious protest against comments made by Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi concerning an emergency situation in Taiwan. This incident illustrates the delicacy of regional relations in East Asia and highlights how statements by influential political leaders can quickly escalate tensions on the diplomatic front. To understand the gravity of this event, it is crucial to appreciate the backdrop against which these developments are unfolding. Taiwan remains a core issue in Sino-Japanese relations, one entangled in a long history of conflict, mistrust, and strategic rivalry. Beijing considers Taiwan a breakaway province that must eventually reunite with the mainland, while Japan's position has traditionally balanced between maintaining stability and supporting democratic principles in the region. The recent comments by Prime Minister Takaichi have evidently crossed a line in Beijing's view, prompting an official response designed to send a clear signal about China's sensitivity to interference in what it considers an internal matter. Prime Minister Takaichi's remarks reportedly addressed the immediacy of the emergency surrounding Taiwan, implying a need for greater international attention, possibly hinting at Japan's willingness to play a more proactive role in Taiwan's defense or regional security. Though details of the exact wording had been carefully scrutinized, Washington and Tokyo's alliance and their shared concerns about Chinese assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific give additional context to the diplomatic ripples caused by these statements. From Beijing's perspective, any suggestion that Japan might support Taiwan in a crisis directly challenges China's sovereignty and undermines regional peace. China's decision to summon the Japanese ambassador represents more than just protocol. This act is a deliberate diplomatic reproach intended to underline the seriousness with which Beijing views any external commentary on Taiwan. It sends a message not only to Japan but to the wider international community that China will not tolerate what it deems interference in its territorial claims. At the same time, it reflects the growing fragility of China-Japan ties, which have been marked by both economic interdependence and political rivalry. Historical grievances, such as wartime memories, continue to color relations, and Taiwan remains a flashpoint capable of igniting broader conflicts. In analyzing this situation, it is essential to consider Japan's domestic and regional strategic calculations. Prime Minister Takaichi's stance may reflect a broader shift in Japan's security posture. Faced with increasing Chinese military activity near Taiwan and the East China Sea, Japan is gradually re-evaluating its defense commitments and diplomatic signals. Moreover, the balance between responding to popular domestic calls for a stronger stance on national security and cautiously managing relations with China is a tightrope walk for Tokyo. The summoning of the ambassador likely complicates internal debates about how far Japan should assert itself in regional disputes, especially concerning Taiwan. From a broader geopolitical standpoint, this incident feeds into the larger narrative of strategic competition in the Indo-Pacific region. Both China and Japan are key players whose interactions affect alliances, economic flows, and multilateral negotiations. The Taiwan issue sits at the heart of U.S.-China rivalry, and Japan's positioning is closely watched by both Washington and Beijing. The tension around Prime Minister Takaichi's remarks and the subsequent protest also highlight how rhetoric can escalate real-world consequences, prompting shifts in diplomatic postures and military readiness. Furthermore, this episode underscores the increasing challenges of communication and trust between China and Japan. While economic ties remain robust, political and security concerns continue to create a wedge. The Taiwanese emergency adds urgency to this dynamic, making it essential for both sides to navigate carefully and avoid miscalculations that might lead to escalation. Beijing's protest could be seen as a warning shot, a test of Japan's boundaries, and a call for restraint amid rising uncertainties. In summary, the summoning of Japan's ambassador by China's foreign ministry over Prime Minister Takaichi's statements on Taiwan is a stark reminder of how sensitive the Taiwan issue remains for China and how precarious regional relations are in East Asia.
Japan's evolving security discourse, China's assertive diplomacy, and the broader geopolitical rivalry all converge to make this a significant moment for observers of international politics. Understanding these layered complexities is key to grasping what this diplomatic exchange means for the future of Asia-Pacific stability. As this situation continues to develop, it will be important to watch for further diplomatic signals, possible shifts in rhetoric from both sides, and responses from other regional and global powers. Taiwan remains a critical flashpoint not only for China and Japan, but for the international order itself, demanding careful analysis and attention. This video has aimed to clarify the key elements surrounding the protest and explain the broader implications that go beyond a single diplomatic action. The ongoing story of China, Japan, and Taiwan will undoubtedly remain a central theme in regional and global discourse for the foreseeable future.